What's up, guys? Just here back to my channel. Tonight we're doing a review for Friday Smackdown, which was very good tonight. So it's good too then. Alright, we have a segment coming up. Time is now plays in the arena, and John Cena makes his way out to the ring. Cena calls Mark Nash to the ring and makes him redo Cena's entrance like he made him do on Raw. After Nash does the introduction, the real last champion gets ready to say something, and Randy Orton's music hits, and Orton makes his way out to see what Cena is up to. Orton gets in the ring and sorry, laugh. This is pretty good. And now Cena, if Cena knows, well, he found out that it's been 25 years since the first time they shook hands. Orton says for 25 years he changed, and he's changed now. Orton says Cena has a void inside him that needs fulfillment. He tells Cena that kids looked up to him, granted more wishes for the kids so that has to mean something to him. He tells Cena that Cena needs to have kids, and Cena will be back to who he's meant to be. Cena says, "How dare you, Orton, come down here under the guise of cheering him up and then parent shaming him." He says the reason he doesn't have kids is because he spent the last 25 years raising everyone else's kid. He says the real truth. He's been under shit. Where am I at? Damn it, man! I was scrolling, trying to scroll down, but the stupid thing. When when I was a kid, he says the truth. He's been a better parent to these kids than their parents were. A 6-year-old flips him off, and he says he's been policing brats like that for a quarter of a century. He tells that kid not to bring a knife to a gunfight, and says that's probably something this kid's loser dad didn't teach him. Orton tells Cena the reason Cena is doing so well is because of the fans. Orton says he made a lot of mistakes, but he can still hold his head up and still has respect from his peers, and says he's here for life, whereas Cena is just as great. Cena says he used to believe that without the fans, there's no WWE, and he's the only one who has won, as he hasn't needed any of these fans because they chant "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" in the same sentence. This is why the fans mean nothing to him, and Orton is just like the WWE fans. Everyone's a hypocrite. Cena says it's funny he's an outcast because he's decided to put his energy somewhere else. But when the fans bounce between superstars, it's okay for them to put their energy in different places. He says this is a toxic relationship, and he gets criticized and labeled as an outcast or guest for simply trying to do something different. Orton says he's stupid for thinking Cena would listen to Orton. Orton says wrestling provides for him and his family, and that Cena won't ruin wrestling. Cena tells Orton to shut up and says he's already a 7-time champ and Orton is a 14-time champ. And when Cena leaves with this style, Orton's number will stand still, and his number will start over at 1 with new belt. He says he's going to erase he's going to erase 3 generations of Orton's family when he leaves with this belt. Orton wants to fight Cena right now for his belt, and Cena says no. Cena says he said no to save Orton's ass. Cena says there should be a match between them, but not here, and suggests it happens at Backlash. He tells Orton to make sure he's at his best because when Orton fails, he'll have no excuses. Cena throws a towel at Orton and then attacks him. Cena goes to smoke Orton with the belt, but Orton dodges it and RKO's Cena. Orton grabs the belt and poses on the turnbuckles to end the segment. Man, that was good, man. Holy shit. Ooh, can't wait for that match. Alright, first match coming out, Los Garza, Angel Alberto with Santos Escobar versus Fraxium, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom. Axiom and Berto look up, and Axiom takes down Berto with the head scissor, and Frazier is tagged in. Berto is double teamed, and Angel is as well, as they're sent out of the ring, and Frazier and Axiom suicide dive out onto Los Garza, and then Frazier follows up with the flip over the ropes onto Los Garza, and Maxim moonsaults out on them. Frazier covers Berto for a quick 1 count and tags in Axiom. Angel is blind and tagged in, and Angel sends Axiom out of the ring. We cut a commercial break. Berto has Axiom in a stretch submission when he come back, and Axiom punches his way out of it. Axiom takes out Angel on the apron, dodges Berto and attacks Fraser. Fraser flies around the ring and takes down Berto. Fraser hits a senton and covers Berto for a 2 count. Fraser is kicked down and Angel is tagged in. Angel kicks Fraser and covers for a near fall. Berto is tagged in and Fraser is double teamed by Los Garza. Fraser is hit with an MTY and Berto moonsaults out Fraser and covers him until Axiom breaks a pin. Angel and Axiom are tagged in and they trade punches in the middle of the ring. Angel gets on the top rope and Axiom kicks him and climbs the ropes too. Fraser tags and Axiom has a Spanish fly and Fraser hits a Phoenix splash and gets the win. So winners are Fraxium. DIY is seen backstage getting ready for their match, and we're told Timmy Stratton will be up next. Alright, we have a segment coming up, Timmy Stratton. Alright, we come back from commercial break, and it's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton gets on the mic and asks what time it is. She then talks about her WrestleMania match. She says there were moments she doubted herself, but she prevailed and is still the champion. She says she's been told a lot that she's the next chart flare, but everyone's wrong because there is only one Tiffany Stratton. Jay Cargill's music hits and she comes out. Cargill says she'll give credit where it's due, and her match with Charfer was impressive, but it's all done is made Stratton's target bigger. Cargill says she came to the WWE for everyone to see that she's here to be a champion. Cargill says Stratton can't say she's the best unless she's faced Cargill. Stratton suggests they battle right now and we cut a commercial break. Alright, second match coming up: Timmy Stratton versus Jay Cargill. We get the belt, and then women lock up. Cargill slams down with Stratton, and Stratton runs at Cargill and gets her in a headlock. Cargill knocks down Stratton with a shoulder check. Stratton rolls up Cargill for 1 count. Stratton goes to shake Cargill's hand and uses it as an opportunity for a cheap shot. Cargill takes down Stratton with an arm drag. Cargill gets Stratton on her shoulders, and Stratton covers and with an arm drag. Cargill hits a backbreaker on Stratton, and Stratton trips her up. Cargill connects with a spine buster on Stratton and covers her for a 2 count. Cargill takes her down with another spine buster and covers for a 2 count. Stratton rolls up Cargill and hits Cargill with a spine buster and covers Cargill for a 2. Stratton hits Cargill with a handspring elbow and covers for 2. Cargill is kicked in the corner and Stratton hits another handspring elbow and covers for 2. And we get commercial break. Back from commercial break, Cargill has Stratton in a headlock and Stratton punches her way out of the hole. Cargill boots down Stratton and both women are laid out. Stratton and Cargill trade kicks and punches Stratton and hits a rolling senton and trips Raw for her moonsault. Stratton goes for an Alabama slam and Cargill counters with a powerbomb and covers Stratton for 2. Stratton double kicks Cargill and covers for 2 on the top rope. Cargill suplexes Stratton and Stratton rolls out of the ring, and Naomi runs down and attacks Cargill, causing a DQ. Winner by disqualification, Jay Cargill. Damn, man, we're doing so good with this match. Anyways, after the match, Naomi brutalizes Cargill and throws her face first into the ring post. Stratton gets in the ring, and Naomi runs out of the ring. Out of nowhere, Nia Jax runs out and knocks down Stratton. Jax and Naomi stare at each other, and Jax continues to beat down Stratton. Jax hits the Annihilator on Stratton and then poses with Stratton's belt. Alright, DIY is shown warming up backstage. Alright, we have another segment coming up with Jacob Fatu and stuff. Our new United States champion, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, make their way out to the ring. Sikoa gets on the mic and gives Fatu a champion's introductions. He says at WrestleMania, everyone saw what Sikoa already knew, that Fatu is the future of the company. He says no one in the company wanted Fatu in the WWE except him. He says he made it all happen, and he's the reason Fatu is the champion, and Fatu is only here because of him. Fatu steals the mic from Sikoa and tells him to not get twisted. He says he told Sikoa he's winning the title and bringing it back to the family, whether it was with Sikoa or not. He says the title makes him a menace to society and the most wanted LA Knight makes his way out and he tells Fatu that he dropped Fatu, but Fatu still beat him. He tells Fatu he wants his rematch and he wants it right now. Drew McIntyre's music plays and McIntyre comes out to crash this party. He says it's hard being a tall, jacked, and handsome man like him. and that's why he's experienced obstacles professionally. He thanks Damian Priest for allowing him to embarrass Priest in front of his family. McIntyre says he wanted to challenge Cena, but Orton beat him to it. McIntyre says he wants to fight the baddest dog in the yard. He tells Fatu he wants to fight him. Knight cracks a joke, and McIntyre tells him the only joke around here with his U.S. title run. Knight says he would say McIntyre's last title run was a joke, but he can't remember it. Knight says if McIntyre thinks he deserves a title shot, to come in the ring and take it from Knight. Nick Aldis comes out and says McIntyre versus Knight match tonight will take place, and the winner is Fatu's challenger. And next is Fatu's next challenger. Byron Saxton talks to Zelina Vega before her match. Vega says she wants to bring Latino heat to her match tonight, and she won't stop until she has a title around her waist. Alright, third match coming up. Women's United States Championship match. Chelsea Green, who is a champion with the Secret Harvest, Piper Niven, and Alba Fire versus Alba Fire versus Zelina Vega. Green tries to attack Vega, who was able to dodge Green. The women trade holds, and Vega takes down Green and covers her for two. Vega trips Green, but then Niven and Alba distract Vega. Green drop kicks Vega off the rope, and Niven and Fire assault Vega while Green has the ref distracted, and we cut a commercial break. Back from break, Green and Vega are on the top rope. Green has Vega on her shoulders, and Vega counters and hits a German suplex off the top rope on Green. Vega clotheslines Green and elbows her. Vega knees Green in the corner and climbs the ropes and hits a top rope Meteora on Green and covers for a near fall. Fire gets on the apron, distracting Vega, allowing Green to try to hit the prettier whatever. Vega hits a code breaker. Niven and Fire try to get involved and get ejected. Vega hit the code red on Green and get the win. So winner and new WWE Women's United States Champion Zelina Vega. Man, I didn't expect her to win at all. So yeah, that was a good match. Thank goodness she won. Alright, anyways, Carmelo Hayes and The Miz are backstage with the Andre Giant Trophy. The Miz says it's why he sacrificed himself for Hayes to win, because Hayes will go down as the best. He presents Hayes with a present, a gold necklace with Andre the Giant's face on it. Hayes says when he wears that he's the 10th wonder of the world. The Miz tells Hayes to enjoy his moment and goes out to the ring to make his okay. Alright, anyways, we have another segment coming out. The Miz is in the ring when we get from commercial break. He says since 2007 he's been a staple at WrestleMania, except that wasn't the case. This year he reminds the fans he beat John Cena at WrestleMania. He has what he needs to do, or needed an opponent, and it wasn't him. Rey Mysterio needed a replacement, and it wasn't him. He's sick of people showing up that are lesser than him and getting opportunities that he doesn't get. He says he's the Miz, and he is. And the lights go out. Aleister Black makes his return to WWE and makes his way to the ring and flips over the ropes and sits in the middle of the ring in the lotus position. The lights come up and Black soaks in the welcome back chants. The Miz goes to confront Black, and Black strikes down the Miz and sits back down. Oh, thank goodness he's back. Yes, finally. Alright, fuck you, AEW. Anyways, Byron Saxton catches up with Bianca Belair. Belair talks about the injury she got from her WrestleMania match. She says, regardless, she's proud of the three of them for the match. She says she's focusing on healing when she's back from her injury. She has business to handle. Alright, Naomi walks backstage, and Nia Jax comes up to tell her to stay out of her way. Naomi tells Jax she will as long as Jax proceeds with caution. Alright, fourth match coming up. United States Championship number one contenders match. LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre. Alright, at the bell, Knight and McIntyre circle each other. They lock up, and Knight is thrown down off a grapple. Knight heads to the corner to regroup. They lock up again. Knight slaps around McIntyre, and they start to fight. Knight gets McIntyre in a headlock, and McIntyre powers out of it and shoulder checks Knight. McIntyre slaps Knight, and then Knight hits McIntyre with an elbow and a back suplex. McIntyre chops Knight a couple times, and Knight starts chopping McIntyre. Knight sends McIntyre out of the ring, and Knight goes out to join McIntyre. They fight outside the ring, and McIntyre rolls in. Knight punches him from the apron, and McIntyre stuns Knight on the ropes. McIntyre slams into Knight, sending him off the off the apron into the barricades. Back in the ring, McIntyre connects with punches and lifts Knight off the mat and hits a brainbuster and covers for two. Knight starts to punch McIntyre, and McIntyre kicks Knight down and covers for two. McIntyre and Knight trade chops, and McIntyre gets Knight down and stomps the hell out of him. In the corner, McIntyre tries to suplex Knight, but Knight blocks it. So McIntyre clubs him from behind. Knight suplexes McIntyre and chops him, and hits a flying forearm. And Knight takes down McIntyre and hits a neck breaker and covers McIntyre for two. McIntyre hits the Glasgow Kiss and hits a further Future Shock DDT and covers for two. Knight hits a top rope elbow, goes for BOT, but McIntyre gets out of it. Knight slides out into McIntyre and then slams McIntyre's head into the announce desk. Solo Sikoa runs in and attacks Knight while the referee was tied up with McIntyre. McIntyre goes to hit the Claymore, but Damian Priest comes out of nowhere and pulls McIntyre out of the ring. So winner by disqualification, Drew McIntyre. After the match, Priest beats up McIntyre and hits the South of Heaven on McIntyre through the announce desk. As Priest is leaving, Knight gets into Priest's face as they argue. Jacob Fatu comes out of nowhere and flies out of the ring onto Priest, and Knight. Fatu then starts beating up both Priest and Knight. Priest and Knight are both slammed into the corner. Fatu hits his moonsault on Knight and hits a hip attack on Priest, and then moonsaults onto him. Alright, after this, we're on commercial break. Alright, John Cena walks backstage, and R-Truth comes up and tells Cena he's always been his hero, and if he needs him, Truth is always there for him. Jimmy Uso comes by and tells Truth that Cena is whack. Truth says when he grows up, he wants to be the real last champion. And Jimmy says, "You're already going to..." Damn, that was funny. Alright, again, guys, this is a commercial break. Commercial free match. So yeah, after the McIntyre and LNI stuff, we are full on commercial break. So yeah, so here we go. Main event, fifth match, WWE Tag Team Championship TLC. The Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus DIY, Jared Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Alright, ready? Commercial free. All 6 men are in the ring, and DIY attacks MCMG right off the bell. The Profits interject themselves into the action. DIY goes out and grabs a ladder, and MCMG kicks the ladder into their faces. MCMG and TSP fight battle in the corner. DIY comes in and starts attacking MCMG. MCMG splashes into all 4 of their opponents in the corner and then takes out Ciampa. Sabin tries to fly out onto Gargano, and Gargano holds up a chair, and Sabin splashes into the chair on the other side of the ring. Dawkins lays out Ciampa, and then Dawkins brings a ladder into the ring, and Dawkins climbs the ladder, and Sabin gets on his back as he climbs. Dawkins gets rid of Sabin, but Shelley hits him with the dragon screw off the ladder. MCMG takes out Gargano, slamming him into the ladder, and then MCMG attack Ciampa in the corner. MCMG throw Ciampa into the ladder, and then focus on 4. MCMG push the ladder onto 4, and Dawkins comes in and start brutalizing MCMG. Dawkins tries to splash on both MCMG members. MCMG trips up and stomp on him, and as he's tied up in the corner, MCMG missile drop kick forward, and Dawkins is still tied up. DIY slam a ladder into Dawkins, and Ford flips over Dawkins and takes out MCMG, and DIY. Ford tries to climb the ladder, and Ciampa climbs the other side, and they start punching each other on the top of the ladder. Gargano starts climbing another ladder, trying to grab the belts. Gargano hits a twisting flat ladder off the ladder on Ford. Dawkins takes Ciampa off the ladder. Dawkins and Gargano battle on the battle on the ladder, and Dawkins and slams down Gargano from the top of the ladder. Ciampa now climbs a ladder to get the belt. Sabin climbs the other side, and Dawkins pushes the ladder over Ciampa and smokes Ciampa smokes MCMG with chairs, and Gargano then hits Shelley with a chair while his neck is wrapped in another. Ciampa hits a brainbuster on Sabian on a chair. DIY then hits Dawkins with a chair over and over again. DIY tried to suplex Dawkins onto some chairs. Ford stops it, and Dawkins hits a double underhook suplex on Gargano on the chair onto the chairs. TSP go outside the ring and get some tables. Ciampa takes out Dawkins, but Ford super kicks Ciampa, who is on the apron. Ciampa is now seated on Dawkins' shoulders, and Ford hits a blockbuster from the ring to the outside, taking out everyone. Ford uses a fan's prosthetic leg as a weapon, and Ciampa then slams Ford into the ladder. Saban sets Dawkins on a table, and Ciampa slams Ford on the ladder on the outer side. Sets up a table. Shelley and Gargano battle against the barricade, and Saban comes off the top rope and splashes onto Dawkins through a table on the outside. Ford places on the table and flips over the ropes onto Ciampa. Ciampa through the table on the outside the ring. Ford takes out Gargano, and then Ciampa and Ford battle on the apron. Ciampa hits white noise on Ford off the apron through a ladder in the ring. Gargano sets up the ladder, and Shelley stops him from climbing. Gargano off both members of MCMG. Gargano is kicked by both MCMG, and MCMG hit Skull and Bones from the ring to the outside, sending Gargano through a table. Ciampa climbs the ladder, and MCMG moved the ladder, so Ciampa is now hanging from the ladders. And MCMG put a table under him. Dawkins climbs the ladder in the corner and spears Ciampa in the air through a table. MCMG now places the ladder in the middle of the ring, and Shelley starts to climb the ladder. Gargano chairs Saban and then knocks Shelley off the ladder with a chair. Gargano climbs the ladder, and Saban climbs the other side, and they punch each other at the top of the other. Gargano is knocked down, and Ford springboards onto the ladder and knocks down Saban. Gargano pulls forward and climbs the ladder. Saban climbs the other side, and they punch each other. Ford climbs the ladder from the inside, and all three superstars punch each other. Ford knocks down Gargano, and Saban climbs the ladder and gets the belts. So winners and still WWE Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits. After the match, the champs celebrate in the crowd as shows go out there. So yeah, this was a TLC match, but man, this was a good match, man. This was good. Raw and SmackDown were very good this week already and stuff. So yeah, they were way better than what happened during this episode of AEW this past Wednesday, man. Because AEW was fucking weird this past Wednesday and stuff. So I don't know, but yeah. So Raw and SmackDown were better. Oh man, both were good this week, and I loved it. So yeah, we had a commercial free with a TLC match. So because it wasn't at WrestleMania, I wish we had this match at WrestleMania, but man, it'd be badass if it was at WrestleMania this year. But whatever. So at least we had it for commercial free, and and for free for watching on regular television and stuff. So yeah. So anyways, good show tonight and stuff. I enjoyed it. Thank goodness Aleister Black is back. Fuck AEW again, and I'm happy and stuff. So anyways, that was this first video. Hope you like it and whatever stuff. So like, subscribe, hit the button, leave a comment. If you guys want to leave a comment stuff, I don't care. I don't care what you guys do. And that was it. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I don't know what time AEW Collision gonna start, because the NBA or whatever, the basketball, whatever sports it is, tomorrow night on the TNT channel. So yeah, that was it. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. All right, laters.